viewers, welcome to my channel. Today is a paper discussion of GCE Ordinary Level 2020 Science paper. So this is a MCQ discussion. Already I have posted the 2021 also. So today I am putting the 2021. So here I will be sharing lot of tips how you should face the MCQ in exam, because the exam is in just a few weeks. So I hope it will be very useful. Yes, we will be having 40 MCQs to be answered within 1 hour. So this paper will be given separately. It can be before the break or after the break. So definitely you have to practice MCQ paper for 1 hour. So we have 40 questions. So each 10 questions is having a level of hardness. The first 10 if you take, it is a low level one, like any of them can answer it's very easy. So first 10, I bet you have to take all 10 correct. The next 20 will become a little bit harder. The next 10 up to 30 will be a little bit more harder. Then last 10 will be like the hardest of the MCQs. It will have some lot of calculations and theories where you have to be in focus on. Yes, so let's discuss the full paper today. So if you are ready, let's get started. Our first question: the fundamental, structural and functional unit of life. This is a very simple question. The fundamental, structural and functional unit of life, it is already said in the cell theory. So our answer is cell. So it's not tissue. Tissue is group of cells. Now you know structural and functional unit of life. So this should be the basic unit of life, that is the cell. So anything which is under the cell is considered as non-living. Second, what is the pair of subatomic particles which attract each other? So before focusing, you have to see what gives an attraction. Opposite charges give an attraction. Electrons are negatively charged. Neutrons doesn't have a charge. Electrons negatively charged. Protons positively charged. Protons are positively charged. Neutrons are neutral. So electrons mean negative. So only possible attraction where we can find is the second one. So the particles which attract each other is the electron and protons. So that way easily always reject the wrong answer, then automatically the correct answer will remain. Third one, the unit of momentum is momentum. Momentum is the measurement on how difficult it is to stop an object. So momentum depends on the mass and velocity. Mass into velocity gives momentum. So mass is kilogram. So you have kilogram in all. Velocity is ms minus 1. So obviously our answer is the first one. So see how easy it is to take the unit. All you have to focus is the elements of the equation. Fourth one. The figures A, B and C below indicate three types of muscle tissues. A, B, C. So A, you can see spindle shaped, no branches. So that is smooth muscle cell. So A is the smooth muscle tissue. So B, you can see it has some striations and multinucleated. You can see it's multinucleated and unbranched. So that is skeletal muscle tissue. Skeletal muscle tissue. So A, smooth muscle tissue. B is skeletal muscle tissue. C, you can see uninucleated, striated and branched. So branched we can see only in the cardiac muscle tissues. So our answer is the third one. So first you have to figure out. With the features only you can differentiate them. So definitely you should know the features. Fifth one, which of the following molecule with the highest number of covalent bonds? So let's draw. O2, Lewis structures, let's draw, will you? So this is O2 molecule. N2, you know it has triple bond, so then it's more stable. NH3, so NH3 is having 3 bonds like this. Then here you have this. Then CO2. CO2 if you take double bond oxygen, this side double bond. So you can understand highest number of covalent bonds we can take in CO2. 4 bonds are there. So answer is 4. So definitely you should know how to draw the Lewis structure of molecules. So that's a very simple thing. The bonds you have to indicate in lines and the lone pairs should be added. So to know the lone pairs, you should know the electronic configuration and valencies of the molecules. So everything is connected like a chain. You should know everything clearly. Then only you can answer. Sixth one, heat is transmitted from the sun to the earth by. Yes, now we'll see the sixth question. Heat is transmitted from sun to the earth by. So heat transmission methods we have three: radiation, convection and conduction. So to easily to remember that, convection is occurring mostly in the liquid particles. Conduction is like when there is in contact. Radiation only mostly in the air. So the better answer here is radiation. So here these things are very simply explained in your textbook with examples. So easily you can understand it. Seventh one, as was extracted by a student from an environmental pyramid, that ecosystem has one producer. Okay, one producer, 8 primary consumers, okay, and 23 secondary consumers. So this is how it goes, right? Primary to secondary. So you can see this is an inverted pyramid, so not an upright. So we can reject 1 and 3. So 2 and 4. What do you think it can be? So biomass pyramid can never be inverted because that is an energy pyramid. So when energy is flowing from producer to primary to consumer, it will loss. Energy loss takes place and energy will reduce. So always the biomass pyramid is upright. So this is wrong. So definitely our answer is the second one. So if you know the theory properly, you can easily answer this. So that all the points are there in the textbook note. Eighth one. Here is shown the displacement time graph of the motion of an object during the time intervals from 0 to t1 and t1 to t2, the nature of the motion of the object respectively. In a displacement time graph, the gradient is giving the velocity. Here you can see the constant gradient is there. That means this is constant velocity. Okay, this is constant velocity. So here you can see here some drop of the gradient you can observe. That means some change in the velocity. That means here there is acceleration or retardation, no? So there can be a acceleration or retardation. Now before that we'll figure out. Now 3 and 4 it's wrong, no? It's not uniform acceleration or retardation. Uniform velocity is correct. Now we have to figure out whether it is acceleration or deceleration. Now it's like this. Already I have taught you in a velocity lesson about the graphs. You can watch that video. I'll be putting it in the description. You can watch it. It has like all the type of graphs where I have shown. Now in a displacement time graph, acceleration is shown like this. This is acceleration. Deceleration we saw. Now this is acceleration, okay, shown in a dt graph, displacement time graph. Deceleration in a dt graph is shown by this way. So here you can see this is deceleration. Answer is second one. So you have to remember acceleration in a dt graph is this. Deceleration in a dt graph is this. These two patterns you have to remember. So you watch that video, all the things necessary for VT graphs, DT graphs, everything is there clearly. How to convert VT graphs to DT graph, those things. Now here also it's a conversion, no? Conversion of displacement time graph to velocity time graph. So you have to understand it. Questions 9 and 10 are based on the following information and the illustration. So here we can see a genetic monohybrid cross. Production of hemoglobin is disturbed by thalassemia, an inherited disease caused by the gene mutation in a somatic chromosome. With regard to the production of hemoglobin, naturally the dominant gene is capital T, while mutant recessive gene is simple t. So mother and father, if we consider here, both are carriers of this disease. We can observe that. A thalassemia patient according to F1 generation. Now we'll rise the possibilities. Now A, it is capital T, it's a healthy person. B, it's capital T, simple T, it's a carrier. C also capital T, simple T, carrier. D is simple T. So that is a deceased person, no? So fourth one is the answer, D. Ratio among the thalassemia patients. So healthy 1, carrier 2, 1 DC. So 1:2 is to 1. That is the 1. Third one is the ratio. So easy. These things are very easy if you know the theory properly. Okay, now let's see the 11th one. Which statement is always true about the magnitude of displacement of a certain object? Okay, they are asking about the displacement. This is somewhat different. We'll see. They are asking always true, not sometimes true. So this word is the tricky point here. Always greater than the distance moved, equal to the distance moved, lesser than the distance moved, either equal to or less than the distance moved. Now displacement, if you take, now for an example, I'll take point A to B. If it is 50 meters, so when you go from A to B, distance is 50 meters. So when you are moving from A to B, distance also 50 meters, displacement also 50 meters. Okay, but when you go to A and return back to B, then what happens? Distance is 100 meters, because distance is like, it doesn't depend on the direction. So amount of magnitude only, scalar quantity, So distance will be 50 meters when you return to the original position, but displacement is 0. 100 meters, distance is 100 meters. Displacement is 0. Why? There is no change in the direction. Therefore you can understand that displacement can be equal to distance or less than distance. Never displacement can be greater than distance. No, we can understand it. So fourth one is the best answer. Either equal to, it can be equal to, we understood the situation, or less than the distance moved. Yeah, it can be 0 or something less than that, but it can't be greater than. So always true is the fourth one, is the most suitable answer. So I have explained to you with an example. Now let's see to the 12th one. The electronic configuration of the atoms of two elements X and Y are 281 and 2817. So 281 means atomic number 11, sodium. 287 is chlorine, atomic number 17. So they are asking which statement is false. Located in the same period in the periodic table. Yes, it has 3 energy levels, so same period. Located in the same group. No. So 281 is in group 1, 287 is in group 7. Chemically combined forming ionic bonds. Yes, sodium chloride. Combine and form the compound with the chemical formula X and Y. It's very true, because this one's valency is 1, this one's valency also 1. So interchange, 1 cancel, so X and Y. False answer is the second one. Second one is the false answer. 13th one. What is the number of O2 molecules contained in 64 grams of oxygen gas? Okay, let's find the moles. Now they are finding the O2 molecules. O2 molecules means what? They are asking for the Avogadro constant. Now 1 mole has 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms, molecules. So O2 1 mole has 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 what? Molecules are there. So here we should find how many moles of O2 molecules are there. For that the equation is N equals simple M over capital M. Simple M is a given mass, 64 gram, molar mass. Now single oxygen molar mass is 16, but we are considering about the O2 gas here. So the molar mass is 32. So you can understand the amount of moles is 2. So 2 times the Avogadro constant, O2 molecules are present. So they are asking for the number of O2 molecules. But if they ask the number of oxygen atoms you have how much? You have 4. So if you take the moles of oxygen in this O2 molecule sample, you have to take then the molar mass as 16. Then you will get 4 moles. So that oxygen atoms is 4 moles into the Avogadro constant. But oxygen atoms, so the oxygen, that is oxygen atoms, that is separated. If you consider O2 molecules, you have only 2 moles. So you have to be very careful with that. That is the tricky part here. So answer is the second one, not the third one. Third one is the answer if they ask oxygen atoms. But here they are referring to oxygen molecules. So third one can't be the correct answer. It is the second one the correct answer. 14th one. W, X and Y and Z are 4 elements consecutively placed in the periodic table with atomic numbers below 20. The graph indicates how their first ionization energy varies against the atomic number. In which group of the periodic table is Y placed? Now always when we are studying first ionization energy, every tutors will instruct us to learn the pattern of it. You don't need to know the values, you need to know the pattern. So it's always like this, the highest one, then it's come to the lower one. Highest one are the noble gases. So from a noble gas, when it is coming to the next period, it will become the lowest, because when we are going down a group, first group ones will have lower ionization energy, then consecutively it will increase, then drop, then increase, like that it goes, the pattern. So they are asking the group in periodic table Y. Now if W is a noble gas, its group is what? 8. Then X becomes 1, okay? Y becomes 2 and Z becomes 3. So the group of Y is 2. So you should know the pattern of ionization energy. Then easily you can guess the answer for this. It's not a very big thing. You identify the pattern, then definitely you won't forget these stuffs. 15th one. The substances acting as the main components providing energy for the function of human body are. So they are asking main components providing energy. The very first one is carbohydrate. No. So it can't be protein and lipids. Carbohydrate should be present. So now we have to say whether it's lipid or protein. So next to carbohydrate providing energy is protein. It's not lipid. Although lipids give greater energy, it's proteins who next provide them energy. If that energy also not sufficient, only lipids will provide energy. So fourth one is the best option. So here they are not asking the most correct one. They are asking the most suitable. So correct or suitable if you take, we have to see the most suitable answer. Even third one is correct. But most suitable is fourth one. Because protein also can provide energy. Next to carbohydrate, it's the protein. That's the thing. A person's glucose level in the blood has increased above the optimum level. Which of the following food should he consume minimally? So glucose means starchy foods he have to reduce, no? Especially it's the bread then. Bread. Milk has protein, even meat has protein. Green grams also have much of proteins, no? So bread only has more starch. So he will have to consume those minimally. Select the false statement about nucleic acid. Now they ask him the wrong one. Building unit of is called nucleotide. Correct. A natural polymer. We'll keep that for a while. Store hereditary information. Yes, that's correct. That is the main function of nucleic acids, the DNA. Fourth one. Contain the elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen only. That is wrong. Because it has phosphorus also. So the natural polymer is correct. So some things we can get doubtful. So leave that and always reject the wrong answers. Then correct answer we can guess with the remaining options. 18th one. Example for the seeds of fruits dispersed by water, wind and explosive mechanism respectively are. Now they are asking the seeds dispersed by water, wind and explosive mechanism. So here of course definitely you should know the example. So rubber is by explosive mechanism. So I can remember that very well. So now I am ticking that. So respectively, no. So mango and okra is not there. So 1 and 2 I am rejecting. 1 and 4 I am rejecting. Now first it should be water. Now see, water, is it coconut or lotus? Now lotus however in water, no. So it doesn't need a special thing to disperse by water, no. So coconut is the best one. Then milkweed is obviously by wind. Answer is the third one. So we can't take lotus. Lotus already grow in water, right? So it will be however dispersed in water. So coconut is not in water, but there is a possibility of its seeds to float in water and a new tree to come. Which of the following does not part into the fetus from the mother through the umbilical cord? So nutrients will pass. Oxygen also will pass. Pathogens also will pass. The blood will never transmit from fetus to the mother to the fetus. Okay, blood will never transfuse from mother to fetus. 20th one. What is the ray diagram that illustrates the phenomenon of total internal reflection? Now most of the students fail to understand this total internal reflection because it is with the refraction, no? So they are confused, how does it undergo reflection? So this is a very simple thing. Now it's like this: when the refracted ray is forming a 90-degree with the normal, so this is incident ray, refracted, incident ray, refracted ray, incident ray, refracted ray, incident ray, refracted ray. So here see, third one only, the refracted ray is forming a 90-degree. So when the refracted ray is forming a 90-degree with the normal, we call this incident angle as critical angle. Critical angle. This is not where total internal reflection is taking place. This is the situation which makes it to happen. Okay, so this is not the answer. So this is the background. First, this only occurs. And further, what happens when this incident ray go beyond the critical angle, this refracted ray will reflect in the medium. So the incident ray should go beyond the critical angle and reflect. So reflect means what happens? The angles both should be equal. Here first one you can see theta and theta. Both are equal. So here only total internal reflection has take place. 3 is the starting point of total internal reflection. So when the incident angle of incident is greater than critical angle, total internal reflection takes place. So first one is the nature on how total internal reflection has take place. The refracted ray reflect to the medium. So our answer for this is the first one. So I hope you are clear with total internal reflection. An athlete finishing a running event suffered from a cramp in his leg. What is the chemical compound which is produced in the muscle cell causing the cramp? You know, when the athlete is running, more energy is needed. Then what happens? Anaerobic respiration takes place. So here, ethyl alcohol and lactic acid are two mediums of anaerobic respiration. So ethyl alcohol occurs in the yeast and all. So which occurs in the human is lactic acid. So due to the deposition of lactic acid, what happens is the cramp can cause. So the answer is the third one. A warm-blooded animal and a cold-blooded animal respectively. So warm-blooded ones are birds and mammals. So first it should be a warm-blooded, no? Pigeon is a bird. Crocodile will not come, it's a reptile. Even rat, snake. Bear, I am a bit doubtful, I'll keep it. Cold-blooded animal. So that frog is possible. But rat is not possible. Why? Rat is a mammal, no? So it's homeothermic. So our answer is the first one. So mammals means drinking the mother's milk. Which arrangement can be used to obtain a voltage of 3 volt from two dry cells, each with an electromotive force of 1.5 voltage? So here they are asking you should get a 3 volt. That means battery should be connected in series so that we can add 1.5 and get 3 volt. First one is parallel, not possible. Second one was the parallel. Now third one and fourth one is series. But third one, when you see fourth one, you can see the positive terminal connected. So it can be positive or negative. Most probably should be the positive one. I can't properly remember. So same terminals are connected here. So that way you can't make a circuit, no? Opposite terminal should connect here. So third one is the most suitable answer to get a 3 volt. What is the metal that reacts with hot water but not with cold water? That is magnesium. In grade 10 part 1 third lesson, we learn about it. Under the came COVID-19 virus. What is the correct statement of COVID-19? Just forget about COVID-19 and see about this virus part because you have learned about that. Can be observed by optical microscope? No, we can't observe viruses. Carry out metabolic activities. We'll keep it. That's the correct one, no? Bears a nucleus with DNA. We can't certainly say that it's DNA. So it can be RNA or DNA. Viruses carry out metabolic activities. Actually, the viruses become active in the host cells. So I don't think that's most suitable. Shows living as well as non-living cat. That is the best option for viruses. So they are just giving it COVID-19 and trying to trick you. Actually they are referring to the virus. Okay. When salt is extracted from seawater in a solvent, what is the compound that precipitate along with NaCl? You know, when salt is being extracted, it is put into 3 tanks, no? So in the third tank with NaCl, one compound will precipitate, that is magnesium chloride. That is the one which is giving a bitter taste for NaCl. That's what salts are piled up in prismatic piles for about 6 months for this magnesium chloride to vapor away. So the answer is second one. So this is clearly explained in grade 11 part 1 third lesson, where you have about the separations and all. The maximum upthrust exerted by water on a certain object is less than the weight of the object. Then the object will. So there are three situations. Upthrust can be less than the weight, upthrust can be equal to weight, and upthrust can be more than the weight. So when it is less than the weight, it will be partially submerged like this. Okay. When it is equal to weight, it will be fully submerged but still floating. Here upthrust less than weight, here upthrust equal to weight. So this is also clearly explained in grade 10 part 2 pressure lesson. So when upthrust is greater than weight, what happens? The object will sink. Okay. I hope so I'm correct. No, here wait, upthrust is less. Now if the upthrust is less than the weight, that means the weight is more, no? Then only the object will sink. Okay, so upthrust less than the weight will sink, upthrust more than the weight will partially submerge. Okay, so sink fully in water. Upthrust less than the weight means the weight of the object is high, right? So it will sink fully in the water. So all these three conditions are explained in that pressure lesson, so you can identify it. What is the part common to the human digestive system and human respiratory system? It's not the mouth, it's not the esophagus, it's not the pharynx, so it's the larynx, voice box. That's common for both. Okay, the figure shows how a couple of forces is applied to a rotator wheel of 0.4. How much is the moment of this couple? So they are asking the moment of this couple, no? So here you can see this side it's clockwise, no? So this side also clockwise. So here same force is rotating. So 5 into, we don't take 0.8 because we have to take the distance from the pivot. So from the pivot it's 0.4. So 5 into 0.4 Newton meter, that is the moment. Simply that's the moment. This side also clockwise, this side also clockwise. Same moment act here and same moment act here as well. So 5 into 0.4 Newton meter is the moment. No any confusion. The thing is, you have to understand, you have to take the distance from the pivot. 30th one. What is the mole fraction of O2 in a mixture containing 96 grams of oxygen gas and 56 grams of nitrogen gas? Now they are asking the mole fraction of O2. That means you have to take moles of O2 over total moles. Now here see they have given in grams, so you have to separately find the moles. Okay, so we'll find the moles of oxygen first. So here it's not just oxygen, it's O2, so molar mass is twice of the atomic mass. Given mass is 96 grams for oxygen, molar mass is 32. So it should be 3 mole, right? Yeah, it's 3 mole. Oxygen is 3 mole. Now we'll find the moles of N2. So N2 also you have to take for twice. 14, 28. Molar mass is 28. Given mass is 56. Then it's 2 mole. So I said mole fraction of oxygen is moles of O2 over total moles. Moles of O2 is 3. Total mole is 5. Here 3 plus 2. So 3 over 5, our answer is the third one. Answer is the third one. So mole fraction is very easy. A particular given element's moles over the total mole. So you should be able to find the number of moles. Then this question is not that hard. Okay. Given below are 4 ways by which zinc metal and hydrochloric acid were reacted at room temperature. In which way hydrogen gas is rebled with higher speed? That means they are referring to the highest rate of reaction. Zinc granules and dilute hydrochloric acid. Zinc granules and concentrated hydrochloric acid. Zinc powder and dilute hydrochloric acid. Zinc powder and concentrated. Now when the surface area increase means rate of reaction increase. when the concentration increase also, rate of reaction increase. Now here first one is granules, so surface area very less. Second one also granules, but in second one concentration is higher. Zinc powder, that's possible, but concentration low. See fourth one, you have zinc powder and concentrated hydrochloric acid. Both surface area and concentration both are increased. That means it is occurring with a very high speed. So fourth one is the best answer. Okay. Now between a strong acid and a strong base, what happens in acid and base? That is neutralization reaction. So already we have neutralization, no? Neutralization. Now you have to understand whether it is exothermic or endothermic. In a neutralization reaction is exothermic. Neutralization reaction is exothermic. So our answer is the first one. This also we have in the grade 11 lesson. Everything is there in the textbook only being questioned. You only have to be clear with that. 33. A conductor carrying an electric current is kept perpendicular to the magnetic field as shown in the diagram. Horizontal lines indicate the direction of the force. Now you know electromagnetism. So we have to use Fleming's left hand rule. So I'll take, this is the thumb. So this is the other finger and this is the other finger. So this gives the force, no? This is the magnetic field and this is the current. So that way, so here this should be the current, this should be the magnetic one. So that way if you keep the current up, magnetic field in this direction, force is coming out of the plane, out of the plane. So you do it properly and say you would understand it. Fourth one is the answer. You keep the current up, then the magnetic field perpendicular to the current along the direction, you will get the force out of the plane. Okay. Okay, 34. Under the normal atmospheric pressure, a pure block of ice at temperature -2 was heated at a uniform rate until it was turned into liquid water. And then for some time after the water start to boil, which graph correctly indicates the variation of the temperature of the system with time. Now -10 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius, temperature will increase. Okay, temperature will increase, it won't be constant. Definitely it will increase up to 0. It will increase up to 0. It will increase up to 0. Then what happens? At 0 degrees Celsius, ice is starting to melt. Ice is turning to liquid. That means a state change is taking place from solid to liquid. So when the state changes take place, energy is used for the state change, not for the temperature increment. So temperature will be constant. So third one is wrong. Fourth one here correct. After that again it will start to increase. Why? Now the liquid, now it has completely turned into liquid and that liquid is starting to boil. So until 100 degrees Celsius the temperature will increase. And then again it will come to constant because at 100 degrees Celsius water is turning to gas. Again state change is taking place. During the state change, energy is used for the state change, not for the increase of temperature. So our answer would be third one for the previous one. 35. Consider the following statement presented regarding natural rubber. Okay, consider the following statement presented regarding the natural rubber. Natural rubber linear polymer. No, that's wrong. Natural rubber is actually it's a natural polymer. So without rejecting that, we'll also consider for other points as well. So we can't actually reject the linear polymer. It's actually a polymer, a natural polymer. So until that we'll keep it. Isoprene is the monomer. Yes, that is very true. So A1 I'll keep it as a doubt. Okay. See, there are crosslinks among the chains. That is not a suitable answer because rubber is not having crosslink. But when the rubber is vulcanized, you know, vulcanized rubber by adding sulfur. So that is to reduce the elasticity and to make it more stable, the rubber. So when you vulcanize it, then you can use it for better purposes, the rubber. So vulcanized rubber is having crosslinks among the chains. Let me show you the note in textbook. Here can you see vulcanization. By the vulcanization, rubber can be made harder with decreasing its elasticity. So you can see vulcanized rubber is having crosslinks. Okay, polymers with crosslinks So rubber is not having crosslinks. So that is wrong. Okay. Natural rubber, no, they are referring to here. So A is correct. It's a linear polymer. So A and B are true. C is wrong. Second one is the answer. Corrosion of iron can be controlled by keeping iron in contact with bivalent metal M. What is the half reaction to which the metal M is subjected to? So this is electrolysis part. I'll explain you that part. So I hope you can see the textbook. So now iron is protected by coating with a metal which is higher in reactivity series. Okay. So they can put magnesium or zinc. So magnesium, zinc, they are all higher than iron. Okay. They are all higher than iron. So what the bivalent metals will do? They will be releasing electrons here. They will be releasing electrons. So therefore, what is our answer? Our answer is the... So here you can see atoms are releasing electron, not the ions. Now here see in this second one, an ion is releasing electron. That's wrong, no? So metals, now here see one metal releasing plus 1 electron. So that is also no. Here you can see metals are forming plus 2 cations, no? So those metals are only they are using. So, oops. Okay. So our answer is the first one. So these are parts like still not question even in the part 2 thing. So we can just predict the probability of coming, no? So especially these electronics, then electromagnetism, electrolysis are not largely questioned in part 2s and all. So now in the recent papers they are adding it. So better you can put a more effort on studying those. A 4n force and a 3n force are applied on an object at the same instant. Consider the following statements about the magnitude of the resultant. So maximum magnitude of the resultant obtained is 7 Newton. Yes, that's possible because 4 and Newton, if they are given in the same direction, the resultant is 7 Newton, right? Resultant is 7 Newton. The minimum magnitude of the resultant is 1 Newton. Yes, that is also correct. When 4 is applied in this direction, 3 is applied in this direction, 4 minus 3, 1 Newton is the minimum. The magnitude of the result always 5 Newton. No, 5 Newton is not possible. A and B the correct answer. So fourth one is the correct answer. Fourth one is the correct answer. Only A and B. So see, last 10 are very tricky. You have to be very careful in solving the last 10 MCQs. They are very deep in theory. A strong bag magnet is moved into and away from an insulated wire coil with large number of turns as illustrated by the diagram. What is the correct observation of the instance of the movement of the magnet? Now you know when the magnet is going in a current, what happens? In an insulated coil, no, here no current, okay? So when the magnet is going through, current is generated, okay? Current is generated. So the bulbs will light up, no? So here they are asking what happens like into the coil. When you take into the coil, the bulb will light up. When you take away from the coil, there is no magnetic field. So most probably the bulbs will not light up. So the bulb and one LED light only. When now you can see here, this is the most tricky part. They have given the mark of the LED. This is a bulb and you have 2 LED, no? 2 LED. So current will pass like this and divide for these 3, no, and then come. In both instances, the bulb and 2 LEDs light simultaneously. In both the bulb lights and only 1 LED lights. So here, however, the current will divide and go, no. So in both, you know, when taking away also, a magnetic field is there, no, already, because sometimes the magnetic field will retain. So yeah, first or second can be taken as a suitable answer. 39. Consider the following statements. Biomagnification occurs along a food chain. Yeah, that's true. Toxic chemical will concentrate more in upper trophic levels of a food chain. Oh, that's also most probably true. The upper ones, yeah. No. We'll see the diagram, the biosphere diagram. Let's see it. What's happened? In the biomagnification, you have how the toxic chemicals are flowing from one food chain to another food chain. So in that you will understand how it is. Yes, biomagnification. So everything is a question from the textbook only, so there's nothing new. Okay, we coming to closer to it. Yes, here can you see? So in the bigger one, upper one, it's 160. Then when it is going to the lower food chains, the amount of toxic, it's coming from the primary, from the primary ones where it's coming to less. And then when it is coming to higher ones, the secondary, tertiary things, the toxic chemical level is increased. Now what are they saying here? Toxic chemical concentrate more in upper trophic levels of food chain. That's absolutely true. You can see upper trophic level. Here, this C line is having more toxic pollutants. So therefore both A and B are true. Biomagnification occurs along a food chain. Yeah. A statement displayed on a board near a tank is shown in the figure. Which of the following human act in the connection with the tank which have contributed to the change? It is you who turned the water in this tank green. So that is eutrophication. Clearing the area above tank, increasing the algae population due to fishing, oil and grease due to vehicle wash, addition of fecal and excretory materials due to water. We'll see eutrophication. So this is eutrophication. Phosphate and nitrate concentration increase due to waste materials from industries, agrochemicals and detergents. So these are the reasons. So clearing the area above tank. Increase algae population? No. Oil and grease due to vehicle wash. Addition of fecal and excretory material to the water. Waste materials from industries. Yes, see fecal matter. Can you see fecal matter? Due to this, algae population will grow. So fecal matter and excretory matter, yes, those things will affect for eutrophication. Especially the drainage water and all you add, then waters turn into green color and gives a very bad odor. So with the 40 MCQs, we have done successfully discussing all the points, taking points from the textbook. So every theory points are there in the textbook. So please depend on the textbook and work hard in these last few days. Your results would amaze you. Thank you so much for watching. Any doubt can be asked in the comment section, and whatever the paper you want, request, I'll be doing all the best for your exams. Thank you for watching Edu Plus Lecture YouTube channel.